to me.
I'm out here using my free speech, and they don't like it. They don't want me on their property. I've moved off their property. I'm on even if I am still on their property right now, I probably am still on their property right now, but I have the right to be on private property when it's on a public easement, when it's alongside a public road.
Okay.
The public has the right to walk along the road on private property so that the public doesn't get hit by cars as the public travels.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure that this is a public easement, but it's very likely that it is.
Okay.
And we have a public light.
This roadway is
a public easement is an area of land next to the road that's 10 to 20 feet into private property that the public can use, like that woman's walking right there.
Okay.
So that the public doesn't get hit by vehicles and the public doesn't have to walk in the road.
Okay, so we're dealing with two separate issues here. I'll start with the first one. So you're in the city limits of the city of Gainesville. There's a city ordinance against unlawful noises, City Ordinance 3-8-2. Okay, that prohibits the use of a bullhorn and amplifying noises. Okay, so that's the first issue. The second issue you talked about with private property. This church obviously is private property. Okay, that belongs to them if they choose to. Now, he's talking to them now to determine if that's what they want to, but if they choose to, they can criminally trespass you from their private property. They can do whatever they want because it's their property, okay? And
I have the right to be on a public easement even if they criminally trespass me.
That's fair, and I see what you're saying. Public easement to pass through so you can safely pass through. I understand that. But, again, you haven't been on the bullhorn since I got here, and you've been right off the roadway since I've got here, so I haven't witnessed that yet. But if they want to criminally trespass you or they want to have you off their property, you can pass through, but you can't stay here with a bullhorn. Okay? And the first issue, going back to that with the bullhorn, it's against city ordinance anywhere to have a bullhorn. That's unlawful noise. Okay?
So,
the city limits
I won't use the bullhorn anymore.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
That's irrelevant to this conversation.
That's not, because what you're trying to enforce with the bullhorn law is actually an unjust law. It's contrary to God's law. Okay. So as a law enforcement officer, you should only uphold laws that are in line with God's law. Okay. Because any other law would be an unjust opinion of humans that they force on other humans, that they're not authorized to force on them.
That's something that's your opinion, and you could take that up with municipal court. So city court is what processes our city ordinance violations?
It's the Bible. It's not my opinion.
You can take that up. Okay.
The Bible indicates this. It's not my opinion.
Is there anything else we can do for you today? We've talked about what's going on. Do you kind of understand?
I understand.
Those two situations I explained? Okay. Do you have your driver's license?
I do. Have I committed a crime?
Why don't we just hang out right here? We'll see what they want to do. If they want to...
How are you?
Trespass.
I'm Alex.
I'm Matt.
How are you today?
Doing okay.
Doing good? Okay.
So, are you a Christian?
I'm sorry?
Are you a Christian?
That's something I do not want to answer because it's not part of my job how to answer that, okay? So I guess you're just expressing your First Amendment right? Awesome. Yep. Great. We're all about that. I guess he explained to you the issue about the amplification, which would be the bullhorn, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you kind of understand what he said about that?
Yep, I understand. I'm not going to use it.
Regarding that?
No.
Okay. So you are more than welcome to continue to do what you are doing. No, that's not the issue.
Okay.
The only issue is that device, our city ordinance requires a permit for it. And you're more than welcome to go to city council meetings and express your concerns against that. That's what city council meetings are for. Speak with our commissioners, express your concerns regarding that, okay? That is disrupting their service. You are more than welcome to go right there across the street in the park, public park, hang out and scream all you want.
Or I can do it right here.
Well, as long as you're not in the roadway or causing hazards to yourself, okay? So as long as like we said earlier, they don't want you on their property, so don't get on the property. If you want to go across the street at the park, whatever you want to do, the only issue is using that right now, okay? You can continue to do what you're doing. If you want to yell it, you want to scream it, awesome, great, continue to do that. The only issue is you can't use that device without a permit in the city limits of Gainesville.
I understand.
Okay?
I'm not going to use the device, and I can stand on their property if this is a public easement. So the public has the right, as I explained to him, to...
So no, we don't need you to explain to you. We don't need you to explain to us the law. We're explaining it to you. That's how it works here, okay?
Well,
so
I can explain the law to you as well.
Property,
and I should explain it to you.
They do not want you on their property, so you cannot be on their property.
I can if it's a public easement.
No,
I will tell you what the law says all day long if I want to.
So continue to do what you're doing. I'm all about expressing your First Amendment right. Awesome. I'm glad you're doing it. That's what it's for. Good for you, okay? But you cannot be on their property, okay?
Yes, I can.
And you do not have to provide ID if you don't want to.
Okay.
What we talked about with public easement,
right.
passing through, you can't remain.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
if you
I
need
have the right to
pass
public
through, you
protest
can.
on a public easement. I have the right to stand on a public easement.
You're passing through. You can't.
I don't have to remain. I don't have to remain passing through. I can stand on a public easement.
To you that is law. Okay.
Well, it's not. So, what are you going to do?
Are we
Arrest
good
me?
here? Or do they need
Are you
anything
going
else
to
from us?
arrest me for standing on a public easement? Because if you do, I can sue you.
No.
If
Any
you
further
arrest me,
questions
if
for
you
us?
arrest me for standing on a public easement, I can sue you, and we could go that route.
Okay.
So, like,
Any further questions for us?
what do you want to do? Like,
Have a good day,
I can
sir,
sue
okay?
you.
Thank
I can sue you.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Well, you better not mess with me if I stand here.